Hi there! In this video, I will walk you through reporting attendance for your online class at the second census date. Before you begin, you should first refer to your online Excel spreadsheet template. This should have been emailed to you by your campus schedule preparer at the beginning of your course. This online template is important because it shows you when your census dates are and also shows the hours that you should report for students you are dropping at each census date. This is an example of the online template, and if I scroll to the bottom, you'll see that the first and second census date student hours are listed for attendance reporting. The second census date student hours should be 60% of the total student hours for the class, so these will vary by course. If I go further to the right, you'll see that your first and second census dates are listed here. These census dates will also vary depending on the start date and length of your class. So let's take note of these 108 hours that I should report at my second census. Your hours might be different, but we're going to use these as the example. Okay, now that we know how many hours to report, we can go to our attendance grade roster and input those hours for inactive students that we will be dropping. On the CE faculty dashboard at your My SDCCD portal, you can go down to your faculty schedule, make sure the correct semester is selected, and then choose your CRN. From the drop-down list of items, select Attendance Grade Roster. We're in the Attendance Grade Roster. We'll want to make sure that the correct week is selected for our census date. You'll want to take note that you're not able to report your census date hours in advance. So you have to wait until the week of your census date to report these hours because, as you can see, the cells are locked if you try to access this in advance. So I will go to the current week that we're in just to demonstrate how to input your hours at the second census date. For the second census date, you're reporting hours for students who stopped participating at some point between the first and second census dates. So for these students who have stopped participating, you will assign them 60% of the total student hours and then drop them. So we know that my total student hours that I should be reporting are 108. If your hours exceed 99, you will have to split them between 2 days because the system cannot accept more than 99 hours on one day. So I'll first make sure that I'm in the correct date. So let's imagine that my second census date is November 12th. And I'll go to the student that I'm dropping. The first student that I'm dropping participated until about 2 weeks ago when she notified me that she got a job and can no longer continue in our class. So I'm going to input my hours on 2 days. So I'll input the majority of her hours on the census date, and then I'll put the remainder of those hours on the day after the census date. It doesn't really matter how you split these hours up, but this is just an example. And you don't need to submit a grade for students that you're dropping at this point. Then, after I input the hours, I will click the red X to drop this student. Another scenario is that if a student was enrolled in your course after the first census date, participated in your course, but now needs to drop your course, you will also give them 60% of the total class hours. So the other student that I'm dropping is down here, and this student, for example, enrolled after the first census date, completed a couple modules, and has now informed me that he cannot continue in our class. So I'm also going to give him the 108 hours divided over 2 days. So I'll put the majority on the actual census date, and then I'll put the remaining hours on the day after the census date. And then I will select the red X to drop this student. So again, students that you're dropping either at the first or second census dates, don't need to have a grade submitted for them. You'll only submit grades for students who complete the course, and you'll input those grades at the end of the semester. And also at this point, if you haven't done so already, you can drop any students that have never participated in your class. So any no-show students, you can drop them with 0 hours if you haven't done that already. Everyone else is continuing in my class. They remain active, so I don't need to do anything with their hours at this point. I can just scroll down to the bottom, and you'll see down here that there is an option for teaching hours, but we don't input teaching hours for online classes. So since this is the second census date reporting, there's nothing that you need to submit. All you have to do is select Save. And then you're done with your second census date reporting. Thank you.